Can we talk about what's going on with this shirt?
Dude, I had a little procedure while you were
There's
gone.
a podcast called Between Two Slabs. They consume mass media. It seems so sad. It's the great Curator and Merlin. They can't grow pubes, so they gotta wear a merkin. They got no money, so I guess they gotta share. Just two nerds wishing they could grow body hair. Comics, cards, and toys, nothing that would interest you. It's the podcast that nobody listens to.
All right, rise and
I'm
shine.
back, guys.
Yes, all right. Welcome back from Asia, the great Curator. As you can see, I got rest of my body hair removed. I wanted to look good for you. Have my A game on. Happy holidays, everyone.
I leave for a few weeks, and the whole thing goes to hell. Okay.
I've been getting Botox, so
what is going on here? I'm trying to steer this podcast in the direction where people take us as serious journalists within the hobby, and it's not helping when you're wearing, a shirt with pasties.
Hey, I want you to pay attention to me, come on.
Oh boy. Okay.
Hey, look, Dan, look at me in the eye, man. Eye contact.
I can't.
Okay.
I can't. Okay.
Even through StreamYard, look at me in the eye, buddy. I've got you one too.
Very distracting.
With matching breeches.
It's hard enough jumping back into the fold after a few weeks. I'm already feeling rusty, but to be distracted by this is going to be a long night, guys. Okay?
I called you last night, you didn't even answer, so I knew you were asleep. So, how long have you been back?
A few days,
Okay.
So I'm on this crazy sleeping schedule where I'm going to sleep at 8, 9 o'clock. I'm waking up at 4 in the morning.
Oh, that's why I know, because everyone who goes, when they come back from the Asia area, they are always like that. So I just left you a message and left you alone until I finally heard back from you today. But we've been keeping up with your post. Looks like you've been some cool places. I can't wait to hear all about it. Some of the highlights. You were definitely hitting up a lot of collectible shops, and even looks like you were dabbling back into some sports cards. So I can't wait to hear all about it, Dan.
Lots to talk about, guys. Lots of updates. I had a great time in Asia, and it opened up my mind to different perspectives that I want to share with you guys. So I'm super excited to do that. But I think we got to take care of the bills first. Don't we have a sponsor to talk about?
That's
Mr. Minty.
Mr. Minty.
Hit him with the sponsorship ad.
And he was my first celebrity guest co-host while you were away. And we were actually at Mr. Minty's house, and his entire house smells minty like his kid does.
How is it? Is it like a palatial estate? I just imagine with all that minty money coming in, he must live in like a Bel Air type mansion.
No, he doesn't. No, nice
minty servants.
A nice modest house in a nice neighborhood. When you live in Orange County, yeah, you're not making housewives of Orange County money quite yet.
Okay.
But he's got a cute little daughter who wanted to talk to me just like your daughter, but almost about the same age. And she was happy to have guests and wanted to know who the hell I was and wanted to show me all her toys, just like your daughter does. So I was pretty much used to that procedure, going into the person's house and entertaining their kids. So I'm always playing Uncle Merlin, but it was fun. We did a little demonstrations. We used one of his rooms, and he actually was glad I was there because it forced him to finally hang up some of his collectibles on the wall so we can have a backdrop, because he looked embarrassed after he sees your place. And luckily, I was the catalyst to get him to get this, the set going. And he was great. Thank you to him, Mr. Minty. Thank you to Prism Dog, Raphael. Thank you to who else I have last night? Greg Rivera of Gas Trading Cards. But anyway, Mr. Minty showed his supplies. Let's talk about him. There is the ticker below. You probably see it. It says Mr. Minty discount code Curator. Use that passcode Curator, Curator, at www.mrminty.com. The links are down below in the description. Is also his Instagram. use the link. It'll show you what's in the kit, how to use the kits, and if you use Curator code CURATOR, you'll still get 25% off. He's been selling them like hotcakes. It'll make a great gift. If you haven't done it now, buy something now for that loved one or for yourself for that Christmas money you've been getting, that company money. Dan, anything else to add to it? Are you there, Dan?
Second, Merlin, my audio is
It's okay.
looping right now.
I'll keep talking about Mr. Minty.
Let me fix the audio real quick.
And Mr. Minty had a great Hanukkah. His family did. So I want to wish them and all my friends and family a happy Hanukkah. And we're looking forward to segue into the Christmas holiday and the new year. I am leaving the Red Eye tonight to go to North Carolina. So I don't have a nice setup in the back, and Dan just got back from Asia, and I will be gone for a week to visit my family in North Carolina. Also, want to say rest in peace, Eric Montross, who went to school in North Carolina at the same time I did, and one of my closest friends was his roommate at the University of North Carolina, so he was pretty bummed out about the news about Eric Montross. And Dan is still figuring out what is going on, it looks like. This is because this is the little that he has ever spoken on the show. But he's just getting back, and everybody loves my great sweatshirt. Go to Amazon.com and type in ugly Christmas sweaters, boobies, and you'll find this outfit. I bought one from me, my girlfriend, my mom, and my father. So I can't wait to do a family picture in the cleavage ugly sweatshirts. It's a sweatshirt. Let's see what everybody else is up to. I'm glad everybody's in today. Dan's trying to still figure it out. Dan, you might probably... Oh, Dan, you're on mute, buddy. You're on mute. There you go.
Can you hear it?
Yep, I can hear you, yes. I can hear you now. Yeah, I saw a big...
Hear the other live stream?
I hear you fine, yes. Yes, you had a thing where the microphone had an X out of it, so it means you were muted.
Okay, but you don't hear the echo from the other live stream?
No, it was weird. I was having an issue last week, but it quickly went away. You probably have an echo when it's going back into the loop. Either take the echo off your if the echo is on your settings, take it off.
Can you hear me now?
Audience, I discovered this last week.
It's the Instagram live that's causing a double echo on my side here. I don't know how to turn
No, I had
it
the
off.
issue last week that everybody will tell you. I had it last week.
Yeah, how do I turn
But it's
it off
fine
then?
now. You just go into your settings and take off the echo and put on the just stereo. Can you do that?
Stereo audio.
Yeah. I don't know. It's been a StreamYard issue. I don't think it's actually us. Remember, we had it when I was at your place live too. It's been coming and going. It's been a pain in the butt.
Can I close out the Instagram live?
If you think that's what's causing it, I don't think that's what's causing it. I think it's a StreamYard issue, but you can try.
I have to end this. Hold on.
Okay.
Sorry, Instagram people. Hold on. Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, do you hear it?
Yeah, it's gone now. So,
Okay.
I don't know what to do about that. If I can start it again.
It says, well, no, it still says you're alive on there.
I think I canceled it.
It doesn't seem like it to me on here.
Can you see it?
Oh, it says we're having trouble streaming Instagram. They've been having a lot of issues. Yeah, it looks like it. Keep talking, and I'll just try to figure it out. But it looks like it's an Instagram issue, not us. So sorry about that, folks.
Okay.
They just started doing live Instagram. We're trying to do it. They said This is pretty much a beta thing, and we were only going to have an hour, and we wanted to try to see if that worked, but it looks like it's not working for them. So that's an Instagram issue, not us. Dan?
Okay.
So
All
I was
right.
talking
So
about
where were
Mr.
we?
Minty. Mr. Minty was great. I said use the promo code Curator for 25% off. It'd be a great Christmas gift or Hanukkah gift or New Year's gift or whatever going into the new year. So if you're probably going to get a bunch of cards over Christmas, might want to get a Mr. Minty supply kit and use it to send those cards in to get graded. Anything else, Dan?
No, but I need to connect with Minty because I picked up a sports card out there in Japan. It's
I
this
know, I saw this.
Kobe Platinum Portraits right here. So I'm gonna make some content with him about this. I'm gonna take this to him. I'm gonna let him do his little Minty
Magic
on
Minty
this.
magic. Yes.
We're gonna submit it to PSA, and we're gonna see what grade this comes back as. So I have a lot of people seem to have taken a vested interest in this card to see, you know, its journey from Japan back to America to see what grade it comes back as. We'll see. This is a gamble for me. It was quite expensive. It's cost me, you know, according to the yen, it says 200,000 yen here, which converts to about 1380 for this card raw. So it's going to be an interesting journey to see if I can get a good grade on this. If I can get like a 7, I think like a PSA 7, 8, something like that, then we're in business. We're making money. If I get
why? How much does one of those go for as a 7 or 8?
It'll be at least $2,000.
Really, that much?
At least it'll probably be more. Like I think an SGC 7 of this went for, I want to say $3,000. I don't know. Like I forget. I looked up the comps on it, but it was like $2,000 to $3,000 for one of those. I think a raw should be around this like 12 to 1400 range. So we're gonna see what this one comes back as. If it somehow a miracle happens and I get a 9 on this, a PSA 9,
right?
And that will be a Christmas miracle for sure. So we'll see what happens.
Ooh, Christmas miracles.
About that. But this was actually a very popular piece of content that I made while I was out there. So
yeah, I know.
Minty, we're gonna work together on this and see what we can do to give us the best possible results when I submit this to grading, and I'm going to submit it with PSA. So we'll see what happens there.
Woo! Good luck. Good luck.
Looking forward to that for sure. Okay, where were we? Where are we in this? Come on.
We were talking about what you were doing in Asia, and I wanted to thank all our guest co-hosts. Like I said, I want to thank Mr. Minty for being the first co-host, Raphael, Prism God of Culture Collision, for being the other co-host, and then finally Greg Rivera of Greg's Fun Shop and Guest Trading Cards to be the last-minute replacement of last week. He was little under the weather, but he did it, and I was very thankful because everybody is very busy during the holidays, and as we know, it's going to be pretty busy. Dan just got back from Asia, and I am leaving the Red Eye tonight to North Carolina to visit my family. I'll be gone for a week.
Oh, what time's your flight?
Or like 1-ish, 1:30.
Oh, 1:30 in the morning. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we get there like in the morning. You know, because we have a layover in Atlanta, and then we fly in from Atlanta to Greensboro. Hopefully, they do not lose our luggage this time.
Oh, well, let's hope that doesn't happen.
I know. So, Dan, what else did you pick up? I saw you do a couple of pack breaks. You were talking about some stickers that you were looking for, and you were like, "Oh, these are the packs that have those stickers." Right. And I saw some Power Rangers. I saw like, did you even see your family while you were on vacation? Like, what was going on here, man?
Yeah, of course. Like, it was like, so first of all, I got to say that I love Japan. This was my second time this year going out there. So we went to Osaka, and then we went to Tokyo for about a week each. And then we went to Thailand because Anne has family out there. So we went to Chiang Mai, Thailand. But I just really love that country, Japan. There's like something about it that gives me like a sense of peace every time I go out there. So I really enjoyed it. And surprisingly, there is a lot of hobby related things out there, and toys, comic books, TCG cards, even sports cards are out there. So there's like unlimited amount of things for me to go out there and make content about. That's why you saw me post so much. Like I had so much content that it was like I had to catch up to posting it every day. You know what I mean? Like it was just so much. So it was so easy for me to take footage of things, but then I had to like kind of edit it and put it together before I made posts. So I actually got back a few days ago to the States, but I was still posting things as if I was in Japan for like another week or so. But love the whole experience of being out there. I gotta say, there's a couple. So I'll tell you about all the things that I saw.
Okay.
But I also want to talk about just the experience of being out there, kind of like away from how I am here in the hobby, you know, kind of like having the outside perspective, because I did notice a lot of things were going on the last few weeks. It seems like every week there is something, a scandal or breaking news or something going on in a hobby every week. So being out there, I kind of felt a little bit detached from the hobby, where I could just kind of watch it from afar without having to like participate or discuss whatever was going on. So that gave me some different perspectives that I want to talk about. And I want to talk about how I kind of had like a what's the word I want to say? I kind of
Epiphany?
like an epiphany, but like I feel like based on the experience and the new perspectives that I have from this trip, I want to take my content and our content between two slabs in a different direction starting next year. We've kind of already talked about it in previous podcasts, but I want to talk about it a little bit more because I think I kind of proved the concept a little bit. So we're going to get into that. So that's going to be exciting. So let me just first say that being out there was just so much fun. Like when I say that they have a lot of hobby stuff out there, I mean it, man. Like they have toy shops all over the place. They have anime manga stores all over the place. They had a Tokyo Comic Con, so I went out there.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That was pretty cool. Endless amounts of TCG, Pokemon stores out there that I could go explore, and it's all different. It's way different than what we have here in America. So it was like the way that they display their cards, the way that they have their pricing, the amount of inventory that they have. It's just like way different out there.
And how do they display them?
Well, it's vertical displays. So you know how here we have the
like flat down
that goes up to like your stomach.
Right.
And then we look at stuff in terms of like we look down at it. Everything there is vertical. So I don't know if it's like it's probably like a spacing issue where they can't have those kind of like a long display. So they have like vertical ones. They're like bookcases basically, but they're thin bookcases. And it just seems a little bit easier to look at cards that way because you have all the main cards right in front of you. You can look at it like this. And then you can bend down and look at the other cards if you want, but the main cards are right in front. And then they're kind of like lined up in rows where it's kind of like a library, So you just go down to different rows, and it just seems like a more efficient way to display your cards. So that part of it was pretty cool. But the biggest takeaway that I saw there, well, let me say this too. They have a lot of different things that we've never seen before out here, not just like types of like anime cards, but like just different properties like Power Rangers, Godzilla, Gundam, all sorts of different TV shows and things like that. So just seeing different types of hobby cards out there was pretty cool. But my big takeaway from this is that basically I feel like out there it was like 90% raw cards, right? And like
man, does some of the grading companies exist out in Asia?
I saw mostly PSA slabs out there, some BGS, no SGC at all, no SGC stuff, no CGC,
no HGA.
No, none of that for sure. They might have had their own company, grading company.
Right, right. The way Canada does.
Yeah, but it's mostly raw cards, And what's really surprised me is like they had so many shops out there, and most of the cards that they had were like dollar cards that they had on display inside their showcases. So I was like thinking to myself, like, how do they make money? How do these shops make money? Right? They're just selling like raw cards. Most of them are not that expensive. Some of them were really expensive. Some of them were like $10,000+ US dollars.
I mean, you're rarely going to find that Kobe card raw here in the US, correct?
Well, yeah, I'm not talking about TCG, but like
of course, but just in general,
same thing. Like when I went into the Mint stores, the Mint is the only sports card shop they have there, basically.
And what city was this?
Tokyo.
Okay.
And it's like they have like 5 stores there, right? And but when you walk into that store, the sports card store, same thing. They had just mostly like raw cards on their shelves, but they did have more PSA graded sports cards. But I just feel like they're more collector focused out there.
Right.
You know, every store had sections where people could sit down and play the TCG games or rip packs or things like that. And it just seemed like they're more focused on collecting or playing cards out there rather than grading cards, flipping cards the way that we do out here, which is like an interesting it's an interesting dynamic when you compare it to what we have here, especially right now where the focus is so heavy on breaking and flipping and making money and chasing bounties and doing all this stuff. Like the financial part of it is really important here in America, but out there it just seems like more of like a hobby for them. So that was like really refreshing to see for me. And it kind of gave me this perspective on like where do we want to take our hobby content going into next year? You know what I mean? Because obviously, like this year, like I felt like being out there for like 3 weeks and kind of watching things that were going on here. Like I saw people talking about repacks. I saw what was going on with
out there to here, right? That's repacks doesn't happen in Asia, does it?
Well, I don't know. Maybe it does. I'm sure they have,
but not like it is here, though.
Yeah, I mean, you know what'd be interesting to me, like, because I have no idea, but I wonder if there's got to be like Japanese hobby content creators, right? That do stuff like us, where they post on Instagram and they have a podcast. They probably do that. We don't know, because we don't pay attention to it, but I'm sure it's out there somewhere. But for me being out there and just kind of like watching what was going on here back home, I just felt like there's a lot of, I don't know, how can I say this in a good way? How can I say this in a way that is not super offensive to other content creators? But I just feel like there's a lot of drama. There's a lot of forced drama within the hobby and a lot of bickering and a lot of infighting between content creators and people that have businesses within the hobby, things like that. It's always like somebody's pissing somebody off. Somebody's doing something that creates a hot take, and everybody else has to make a reaction video to that one thing. Like C. Blaze, for example, is like, it seems like he says something every week, and then everybody has to make a reaction video to it. Right. It seems like there's always some guy picking a fight, like some content creator trying to make a name for himself and pick a fight with somebody else, and then they have an online feud or some type of scandal happens in the hobby. But it just feels like it's always something, you know what I mean? It's like always it's
you've got to have that
it's drama.
That conflict, that conflict news to pull people in.
Yeah, and even
because when you watch TV or movies or whatever, it's always about conflict, right? If it was just a bunch of people just doing trivial things, just having a good time, no one would watch it.
Well, see, that's the thing. That's the thing here. You touched on an interesting point. If it's just people having fun, I'm paraphrasing here, but if it's just people having fun, nobody's going to watch it, right?
Right.
And I think that you're right in a sense that that's what we believe. We believe that, you know, to make interesting content, there has to be an element of drama or conflict. In fact, you and me have had disagreements over this where we've talked about like, okay, we want to create a show, right? And you're saying, well, there has to be an element of conflict in that show to make it.
I mean, I definitely want people to take me seriously at times, but
well, it's hard to do that when you're wearing a shirt like that. I'll tell you, but that you're right. Like that's what people kind of want, like with the
either drama or comedy.
The entertainment that we consume in America, I would say there's an element of drama behind it where that's what people want, right? And I guess if you're a casual observer of that, it could be interesting. But like if you're in it as much as we are, I don't know, dude. It feels very exhausting watching.
It can be. I agree. I do agree.
It just like in my feed, people that I follow, and these are good content creators. These are not the trash trolls out there. These are good content creators that are interesting, right? But even them, it's like every day, you can't believe what just happened in the hobby. Breaking news, a scandal, this and that, blah, blah, blah. This person said this. It's exhausting consuming all that content every day, right? So when I'm out there, like in traveling, I feel like I'm not really part of it as much because I'm just so busy traveling and doing different things that I'm just like, I'm more of a casual observer at that point.
Right.
Rather than when I'm back home and I have to, you know, interact with it.
You're in the stands this time. You're not on the field, man.
Yeah. So I just feel like it's tiring to watch that. So it was really good for me to be in Asia, away from all that and watching everything that's going on. But here's what I thought was very interesting. Okay. All right. So I'm in Asia, and you would think that like I'm away from the hobby. I'm not going to any shows. You know, it could be hard to find things to make content about, but I'm pumping out this content out there, right, you know, on all these different things that I'm seeing. And my content that I posted from when I was in Asia did phenomenal. Like I looked at my numbers, the engagement, the views, the shares, the likes, it blew up. Several of my posts blew up where I got, you know, tens of thousands of views on the different type of content. One post,
which was definitely, this was it the Spider-Man punk?
The Spider-Punk grayscale post. It was a little bit controversial.
From the Spider-Man movie.
Yeah, unintentionally controversial, but it got 5 million views. It's like, so it's huge, right? But my other post, when I went to like the Mint card shop, when I was getting this Kobe card, people really loved that story. When I was showing the different types of Pokemon stuff, and I don't even do Pokemon, and I don't really have a Pokemon audience, but people really loved seeing those type of things.
Obviously,
out there, the toys that are going off, you know, and even like food. I like to post about food every once in a while, and different type of you know, places to go and things like that, and coffee shops and things like that, and those posts did really well. So it kind of gave me an idea. Okay.
What's that?
That I feel like I want to, and let me say this too. While I was making those type of posts, I had so much fun. Like,
of course, I can tell.
It just seems like it's way more fun to make posts about that stuff than it is to make posts about all the, you know, drama and news that is going on in the hobby. You know?
Right. Instead of being like Inside Edition, you rather be the fun.
I have an opinion about those things, and I don't mind sharing it every once in a while, but I don't want to like constantly talk about that stuff, especially if a lot of that stuff doesn't even like affect me. You know what I mean? Like the repacks. I don't buy repacks.
I don't either.
The drama with the baseball Bowman superfractors.
I don't know anything about baseball.
You know what I mean? Like, so it's like a lot of that stuff doesn't really concern me, and I don't want to spend my time talking about it, making content, and
trying to dissect it,
like all those other guys are doing, right? But you know, you're kind of like, when you're in this space like we are, you're kind of expected to talk about it to a certain extent. And we are going to talk about that stuff tonight.
Yeah,
later,
about topical current events.
But I feel like, man, I feel like I was onto something. Being out in Japan, making this travel hobby content, showing people how people do things differently in different countries. It was the content worked. The feedback was great on it. I had a lot of fun. So I was thinking to myself, okay, this is where I want to go in 2024. This is where I want me and you. We were talking about this. We were talking about doing like a traveling show. I feel like I proved the concept. Can you this is really distracting. Can you put that together? Can you
why do you keep looking down here, Dan? You made me God, made me feel so insecure.
You put a sweater on or something like this is very distracting to me. Okay. Anyways,
I got them waxed just for you.
Yes, just keep it like that. Okay, just keep it like that. What I was saying is, I think that this travel content idea, I think this will work because I feel like I proved the concept when I was over in Asia these past few weeks. People like that stuff. It's refreshing. Nobody else is doing it.
Yeah, if people are seeing you having a lot of fun, that definitely cleanses the palate of all this drama we've been there's so much drama outside of this, podcast, this live stream. Why do we need more to lay it on thick? You know what I mean? Let's lighten up a little.
It's too much. It's too much. I feel
let's take the dark clouds away, right?
Yes, I feel like just people are just looking for,
negativity.
People are just looking for things to complain about, basically, or looking for ways to tear other. Well,
it psychologically, it's easy to go into that world.
It is. Yeah,
you get lost into it.
Oh my gosh! There have been times when I've kind of gone into that black hole.
Yeah, we all have.
I feuded with people and things like that, but I try to, I'm trying to stay away from that. But I think that this is the way that we need to go in 2024. Okay, it works. Believe me. We could talk about hobby stuff and we could bust our ass like we've done all year long making content, and our stuff can just be mediocre in terms of.
And I feel like sometimes being behind a table makes us a little bitter as well.
Yes,
a little saltier for sure.
I'm telling you. Oh, here's another thing too, dude. It's our perspective on the hobby. Here, when we're being vendors, right? If we don't have a great show, our definition of a successful trip, if we're going somewhere, is if we make money having at that show as a vendor, right?
Right.
And if we don't do that, we're all upset.
Yeah, but it sucks.
When you're, when I was traveling and I'm going to Tokyo Comic-Con and I'm going to different card shops, I'm not thinking to myself, how am I going to make my money back to pay for my trip or whatever? I'm thinking about what kind of cool shit can I find?
Right.
Who can I meet? What kind of different things can I see? What kind of experience can I have? Right. So it's a totally different mindset. That's why I think that this travel idea, this concept of traveling to different places, either within the United States or internationally to different places, I think that this is really going to work because not only will it be exciting and fun for us, not only will it be away from all the infighting and bickering and drama that seems to be happening in the hobby every day and all the scandals that it's going on, but it will also give us a different perspective where we can, really enjoy ourselves, really enjoy making this type of content. And I think that people will really resonate. I think it's going to resonate with people because the feedback that I've got on all my posts from Japan, people love it, dude. People have been DMing me saying, thank you for sharing these things. We love the content. Keep the posts coming. And I haven't got that type of feedback in a long time.
And yeah, you love that energy in return.
Yes.
Because it makes you more motivated to do more.
Yeah, it's positive.
So now you've got the circle going and spinning around.
Right. So I think that's going to work. So for 2024, I'm already planning out our calendar of events that I want to go to.
Awesome.
We're going to hit up London. If I can convince you, we're going to hit up London. We're going to hit up Asia. We're going to hit up different parts of the country in the United States here. And I think that we're gonna.
Well, we're gonna have to bring the families if that happens.
Of course, I take my family everywhere I go. So
because they're not gonna like that. You and me just honeymooning it all over the place, the world for the entire year.
Yeah, but it's gonna be fun, dude. And I think this is gonna be good because nobody else is doing it. Nobody, like even the people, like there was the Macau card show.
Yeah, I was surprised of how many people we knew attended it.
Yeah, but like how many people were making travel content about it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the content that I was seeing coming out of that show was like the same type of content that you would see coming out of Dallas, basically.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But it's not like we're not learning about what other people are doing out there. You know what I mean? We're not seeing anything different. And I think that
it felt like you were just at another card convention.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying? Okay.
Yeah. But, I want to see of course I want to see different collectors and I want to see what they collect and different types of cards, but I want to see.
But you really want to feel like you're in Macau or Hong Kong if you're not there.
Yeah, I want to see what's going on the streets. I want to see what people are eating. I want to see a cool, restaurant, coffee shop, or local attraction. And
another collectible store.
Yeah,
another card shop.
Other types of collectibles out there. So I think that stuff is really interesting, and that's my biggest epiphany from this whole trip is I see a different form of content that I can go towards. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And that's what I'm going to really focus on for 2024. I'm going to get away from the vendor table. I'm not going to do as many shows anymore. I'm going to go to shows as and walk the shows as an attendee now, and so that I can have a different perspective of it rather than just trying to
Are you still going to bring collectibles?
Flip and I don't know. I need to figure it out because
set up at trade night or something.
Yes, because we're already committed to go to Dallas for the whole year.
Well, we're gonna set up there. I mean, we've got so much stuff that we want to at least move. Correct.
We're gonna have our tables at Dallas as always because Dallas is a great show. We'll be at the National for sure, but other shows like Culture Collision, we'll go to Culture Collision, but we're not gonna set up there.
No, I've already told Raphael that. We want to visit sports cards investor shop.
Yeah,
that's things we don't get to do.
Right.
We're too tired and salty to do it. Too grumpy.
We might go back to Canada. I might go back to Canada, and check out.
Yes, because I heard we need to go downtown and enjoy lobster downtown.
Yeah. Last time when we were in Toronto, Toronto is one of the most beautiful international cities in the world.
So
we
true.
We didn't even leave the convention center.
I was bummed.
We didn't see shit. People ask me, "Hey, you went to Toronto? Was it great?" I don't know. I didn't see anything. So I want to get away from being shackled at a table as a vendor, and I want to really explore everything there is to see when you go to a different area for the hobby. You know what I mean? And I think that's gonna be exciting because nobody's doing that right now. So that's gonna be really fun.
So when you were in Japan, did you have some good sushi or omakase or anything like that? God. What was your highlights?
Oh my God, the
food wise.
I'm a foodie. I love food.
We are too.
Before I became a hobby social media superstar, guys, I was actually.
That's right.
This is pre-influencer days, but in the beginning, 10 years ago, I was quite the food content creator. I was one of the original Asian people that took pictures of their food. That was started by me. Now I started that trend.
My girlfriend's Asian, so I have to hold I have to display the food for her. So I
started
and I can't eat until we post it.
Of taking pictures of my food and posting it to Facebook and whatever it was back then. I forget what we used, Facebook and
MySpace. Oh, you were going back then.
It was mostly Facebook, I think, is what we used back then. But
okay. Friendster,
Instagram. If you go back to my if you go on my personal Instagram account or my YouTube, I mean not my YouTube, but my Facebook account, you'll see my early pictures from 10 years ago is all food. So I used to be one of those guys. Anyways, so I know food. I know really good food.
Yes, you do.
And I've ate all over the world, and I can honestly say that Japan has
No.
some of the most amazing food I've ever tasted, and compared to the type of food, like Japanese type of food that we have here, it's not even comparable, dude. To
Oh
the
my
point,
gosh. Ooh.
like to the point where like the sushi out there makes everything out here um taste like a supermarket sushi. You know what I mean?
Yes, I know what you mean.
Like it's just like it's not even comparable. Like even the Korean barbecue out there, that like the quality of meats that
Really?
they use, it's and I live
I still feel like
in
it would be really good here. I live right in
like here
Koreatown. How do you
in
top
LA,
that?
LA Orange County, we have some of the best Korean barbecue.
Yes.
Probably better than Korea. But I'm telling you, the quality of the meat that they use out there, it's better. It's way, way, way better. It's like it's not actually Kobe beef, but it's what you would imagine Kobe beef to be compared to like, something like, I don't know, skirt steak or something like that.
Right.
So to the point where I've told my wife, I've told Anne, I will not eat sushi in America anymore unless somebody.
That's insane. Not even if you go to like Sugarfish or Nobu or any of those places.
I mean, maybe Nobu, okay, but
yeah, come on, dude.
But at Nobu, you'd have to spend like $200 to get.
Oh, more than that. You're just getting an appetizer
for a decent meal, right?
Right.
For the same type of quality, you could spend $50 at a
a hole in the wall there and get like
and be stuffed.
Top shelf sushi.
Top shelf, plenty of food, be stuffed for that type of for that amount of money and that quality. So I told Anne I will not eat sushi in America anymore. I'm gonna wait till I go back to Japan. And I'm already planning my next trip out there in a couple months. In a few months.
Did you get any Osaka uni, which is my favorite?
Yeah. Yes, we ate everything.
Oh my god! That's my favorite. Osaka uni.
It was delicious. Like butter. I might not even eat any more Korean barbecue.
Get out! I don't think I can last a week without eating Korean barbecue.
It's not the same, dude. It is not the same. It's like even
have you ever been to Chosun Gobi?
Oh yes, even
that's
if
my favorite
spot here in Orange County, LA,
and that's like top shelf.
I would be disappointed.
Meat.
So like the food out there is amazing. The desserts are amazing.
Ooh,
I really love, I'll tell you, okay, what I really love about that place is the people and the service that you get out there. The people are so respectful and the culture is so polite.
I can imagine.
It's way different than here in America, dude. Like there's so much I mean, I got to be careful because I don't want this to go like south and we get into this whole ideological conversation, but there's a lot of conflict right now, in America. So you got to deal with shit. You know what I mean? You got to deal, like everywhere you go, you got to deal with shit and potentially there could be problems everywhere you go.
Right.
But in Japan, it's different. It's like, it's peaceful. And that gives, that's really nice to be able to just go out there and not have to worry about getting in a fight with somebody. Okay. And the level of service.
I know what you mean.
The level of service you get anywhere you go, whether you go to a coffee shop, a mall, a restaurant, anywhere you go, the service is like the highest levels of service that you would imagine that we would get in America. You know what I mean? It's like,
whoa, what's that? Thumbs up.
That? Where did that come from?
I think. Okay, I think that's Merleworld Canada doing that or somebody.
I don't know what. Did anybody?
You see my hands? I didn't touch anything. My hands are right here. You're doing something.
It didn't like that. That was weird. Okay. Anyways, the level of service is really great, but here's what I tell you. This is my absolute favorite part.
Okay.
Of Asia, and this is all of Asia, but specifically, I'll talk about Japan. No tipping culture in Japan.
Yeah. Amazing. I knew that because when I was the first waiter out here, we were paranoid about the Japanese coming here because they were so nice, but they didn't tip. So they had to include it in the bill. Oh my
God. Like,
because they didn't, it's not their fault. They didn't know,
Let me tell you. Okay. They don't know what tipping is. This I will talk about a little bit. Tipping culture in America is
crazy.
Out of control. Right?
But were you ever a waiter? I was.
I was like a waiter at but not at like a real like restaurant. Like I was a waiter at Chuck E. Cheese back in high school. I used to like
I
serve
can't
people
imagine
pizza.
you
I
there.
did.
Oh, Lord
I
have
did.
mercy.
That's a
Oh,
different
my
discussion.
God.
That's a different discussion to have. Okay, but I used to be Chucky at some point, and then I was also I was also a waiter, and I would serve people pizza. But anyways,
Oh, my God. The best pizza ever.
but tipping culture is definitely out of control in America in terms of like what people expect for
Right.
everything.
Because I love now that you pay on the iPad and automatically all they have options is 18, 20, and 25%.
Yeah, you have to hit other. You have to hit other if you want to give
You
them.
do. I know. I just hit 20. I'm too lazy. I just stay at 20.
Sure. Yeah, and then I got to do the math in my head. But anyways, no tipping culture out there. Can you just like fathom this? You go in, you pay for coffee, you don't tip. You go in, pay for top level service at a sushi restaurant,
Right.
you don't tip. You know, you take a cab, you don't tip. You're at a hotel, you get service, whatever, you don't tip for anything.
But is there a service charge on your bill?
I mean, if there is
some kind of service tax or something, there's got to be something. Yeah.
Actually, there is like at some restaurants that I went to, there were like extra service charges. But you know what? Like, whatever, it's built in. You know what I mean? So you don't have to put anything extra on top of that. You don't have to put an extra 25% of the bill on top of that. You know, which is just like amazing. It's a weird thing to say, but it's a sense of like relief and freedom that you get that we just don't have here. You know, it's just weird. I mean, it's hard to believe until you actually go there and experience it, but it's just so nice that's just one reason I would go back.
Yeah, it is a little extra added stress in America to figure it all out.
Yeah, and like even if you buy like food to go now, they give you the tip screen. You know what I mean? And and you feel guilty sometimes. The worst thing is like when you now that they have the iPads and they do it in front of you. You know what I mean? Like, and they just kind of wait there and see.
That's what I said. It's terrible. No, we went to a restaurant once and it started off at 25% and went to 40 and 50. And you were like, what the heck? You had to actually like scroll it past to get back to the regular normal, like 18, 20, 25.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was crazy. We were like, what?
Oh, but you don't have to worry about that in Asia. So that's like my favorite part. That's the favorite part about being in Asia is the no tipping culture. And even if you try to tip, like they'll refuse it. It's so I
tried to?
Not this time, but the first time I went out there, I tried to like give a little tip, and they're like,
okay.
They don't like it. You know, it's like I guess it's a little bit considered rude.
Well,
you know, like,
offensive.
Like you're kind of like looking down on them, so you give them a tip or something.
You
like
feel
that.
sorry about them even more.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
So that whole thing is great. So, anyways, I'm kind of rambling on it, but just to kind of wrap things up, the whole trip was amazing. I loved it. This is going to be like a regular thing I do now. I feel like every, at least once or twice a year, I'm going to go out there to Asia and, just kind of get away from the hobby for a few weeks. And it's nice to get away from all the things that are going on, just it recharges my batteries a little bit, and it makes me appreciate it makes me appreciate the things that I like in the hobby a little bit more. And I think that with the success of the content that I was making out there, that now I'm going to take our content in a different direction for 2024, and I think it's going to be really popular.
Nice.
Yeah. All right. Okay.
What should we talk about next then? Do you want to talk about the drama now, or what?
Tell me. So, what did I miss? Tell me what did I miss. I'll give you my thoughts on
it. Oh no, I mean, we started it up when you were last here. We were talking about the repacks, and then almost every person I had on for the past 3 weeks also mentioned about repacks. And then I've heard about the other day or yesterday about the duplicate superfractors too, or whatever they are. Like, didn't we see that before? Was that with Topps or Panini? But now it's again with Topps and their their baseball draft picks thing,
Okay.
which I don't know much about. So
let's talk about this because everybody made their reaction videos. Everybody gave their opinions about this. So I'm a little bit late to this to the party, but I gotta
late
talk
to
about
church.
it. Okay. So first of all, let me just say this. In terms of the hobby, I'm very pro business. So if people can make money being a breaker, being a repacker, or whatever other aspect in the hobby, if you can make money doing it in an honest way, I'm pro business. So I'm never gonna really knock people for hustling and making money, right?
Right.
Okay. With that said, repacks, they're not my thing, right? I don't even buy into breaks, so I would never buy into a repack. So I don't really care. I don't really care about repacks too much. I just think it's another thing that people are selling to make money. It doesn't affect me. I don't buy into this. I wouldn't encourage
No, I
people
mean, you and I rarely even buy like packs.
Yes. So it's just not for me, right? But here's the perspective that I want to give on it, because I think it's an interesting, if you kind of take a step back and look at why they're doing it, I think that's interesting and something that we can maybe learn from. Okay. So I'll use this analogy here. So I deal with real estate, right? You know about this.
Mm-hmm.
And in real estate, you have to deal with loans. You have to get financing to acquire real estate, right? So I'm always talking to lenders, banks and lenders and different institutions out there to see what type of loans, products that they have out there. Okay. And the product that they're all shopping, trying to get people to qualify for, is the loan itself. They want to give you a loan so that they can make money off of the loan. But the difference between each lender or institution is the terms. The terms are different, right? But this product is still the same, but they just kind of dress it up differently, right? So most people might be familiar with a conventional loan where it's like a 30-year mortgage, 20% down, right? And then whatever the interest rates are. But only a certain amount of people qualify for that. So in order to sell to more people, they change the terms, they change it up a little bit, okay, to sell the same product to somebody else. So they might say, okay, 30-year fixed mortgage, but 10% down or 5% down, or in some instances like 3.5% down, right?
Mm-hmm.
If that doesn't work, they might say, okay, instead of a fixed 30-year mortgage, it will be a 5-year fixed and then readjusted interest rate after. When the interest rates went really high this year, I saw some crazy variations where people were saying, or some lenders or institutions were doing like 40-year, 50-year mortgages, right? Or something like that, right? But they're all selling the same product. They're just dressing it up differently.
Right.
That's how I see these repacks. So, with breakers, breaking, when I first learned about breaking, the concept is you take a box and you parcel out the packs to people, right? And that's what a break is, right? A group of people buy into one box so that they don't have to pay for the whole box.
For all of it.
And then, when the odds didn't make sense, they change it. So instead of doing like packs, they do players, or they do
teams, right?
Or they do random draws or something like that, right? And then when that doesn't work for some reason, they add another aspect to it. And all these different breakers out there, they have different ways to structure their breaks. But I have seen a trend of these breaks being more expensive, and the biggest complaint that people have is they're not getting a return on their investment. They buy in their break, whatever cards they pull from that, unless they get the hit from that box, it's not making up for the money that is costing them. And these breakers are charging, they're charging a premium on these boxes. And I've kind of learned how these breakers operate. I learned that some breakers get wholesale pricing, but other breakers will just pay whatever they need to pay to get the product because they know that they can mark it up, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and sell it for, sell their spots. But the way that the market has been the last year, 2 years, it's not it's getting harder to get a return on investment on these spots, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that makes people spend less money. Essentially, it contracts. The market has contracted a little bit. So I believe that's why we're seeing more repacks come out now, because the repack is basically another way for them to sell a break spot, you know, in their business,
Mm-hmm.
to make that money, to make the margin that they need to make, but also to entice another potential customer to come in and spend money, or to qualify another customer to come in and buy their product. So just like with the loans, right? Where where these lenders are changing up the terms to make it more appealing to different people to get them to try to qualify for the loans. They're still selling the same product, which is the loan. They're just changing it up. That's how I feel about breakers and these repack trend that we're seeing now. They're still doing their same. They're still selling a spot in their break where there's a gambling element and there's a chase card that people want. They're just changing it up where instead of buying a pack of cards or certain cards from a box, you're getting a pack of slabs, you know? And no matter how you dress it up or how you try to change it, it's still the same product. You're buying into a you know, game where you can try to win big, or you're going to get whatever you get from it. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? And now with Arena Club doing it on a very high level, highly produced level, where they have content creators promoting it, and they have like checklists and odds calculated so that people can see. Same thing. It's the same product, but
Just like it was on a regular pack when you
they're
see
just
the odds
dressing
with
it up
upper deck or tops,
a
right?
little bit, but it's the same product. I feel like the hobby is basically trying to shift away from the easy money that was happening for the last 3 years into a different, new, exciting product. But it's the same stuff. It's the same cards. It's the same type of things that we've seen that are already existing right now, but they're repackaging it in a way that makes it exciting for us or new people coming in, where they can
Mm-hmm.
sell it to them, right? That's how I feel about it. And I think that the problem with it, right, is I don't think that it's like, I don't think that it's a ripoff, or I don't think that it's wrong or anything like that. But I don't think that it's sustainable for people to do that, right? Like I don't think breaking is really sustainable for a long-term business. Like some people might be able to do it, but like your customer base is not going to be sustainable. Like people cannot constantly buy into breaks every week, and just have
Yeah,
that.
every day of the week.
There's no money there, right? Like the people will run out of money. Same thing with the repacks. Like if you're trying to get your customer base to pay for these things every week or every month or something like that, I just don't see how that is sustainable, long term for the hobby. So that's the thing that I find interesting about this whole um, trend of repacks and where it can go, and that's what I'm kind of paying attention to. Um, but I don't know, we'll see. I've never really bought into repacks, so I don't know like how well it's doing. I just don't think it's sustainable. Okay, based off of how it works, and this is
Yeah, I
how.
mean, you mentioned Arena Club, and I've already seen a couple of YouTube videos where they've got these like extravagant boxes, like $10,000 NBA cards, or I saw one that was a $50,000 box, and then each pack was guaranteed like a one of one at each pack, like say a certain football player or an auto too. And so you had not only was you had this like packed box, but you also had packs, like sealed packs that had these graded cards in them. I was like, this is kind of interesting. I've never seen anything like that. But who's going to keep up buying $50,000 boxes? These are already more than the boxes they first began with. So like a box of Panini, cards or something,
I feel like
right?
it's too much, dude. I
It's
feel
becoming
like,
very grand.
yeah, I just don't see how you can keep up on that pace. You know what I mean? It just seems like it's too much, especially just coming back from Japan now, where they're still very focused on the hobby aspect, where they don't have a lot of crazy high end products that they're trying to like force down people's throats there. You know what I mean? Coming
It's
back
not like
to,
the bling of the card hobby. They don't care about the bling.
yeah, it just feels like right now, with all the marketing that is going into, by Fanatics into Topps products and everything like that, it just feels like, um, for lack of a better term, it just feels like a very casino type mentality. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like gamble big, make money, flip it, pull that big card, send it to auction, cash out, or whatever. And I don't know, man. I
Well,
don't.
yeah, but you've always had that option in the hobby. It started off that way, getting packs. But then somewhere down the road, it started becoming an investment. So you'd go out and buy that single card now to hold it as an investment like you would do stocks and bonds and stuff, like other type of investments.
It just feels like things are changing hands too much. It's just
Hmm.
too much it's too much of a game of hot potato.
Right. And now you've added the aspect of getting that grade now, so you can get more value or less value if you're unlucky, right? You're taking it a
Right.
gamble to get it graded now.
Yeah. I can see that there's going to be burnout coming pretty soon. And I feel like there's two camps that are forming. There's
Which is
collectors, where they're just like they want to keep things pure and they want to you know um keep this as a hobby. And then there's also the people that are trying to make money doing this, you know, and
hmm
and they're trying to turn that wheel. And I guess there could be room for both, but it just seems like it's dominated by one camp right now, to be honest,
hmm
more than anything. And I feel like that is going to burn out at some point, you
Well, I
know.
think that's why what we're doing is like changing it up, enjoying it, because we're not going to
Yeah,
just go to card shows. We're going to go to collectible shows or collectible events or
yeah.
whatever.
And you can do both. Like for us, if you talk to us like 2 years ago, we were all about going to shows, making money,
Yeah, we
flipping
both
cars.
started in sports cards
Right. We're
primarily.
all about that, but we have
Yeah.
definitely shifted our focus more towards a collector standpoint the last 2 years or so. And then going into next year, I definitely want to shift the focus to being more of having an experience, in the hobby versus just trying to make money in the
hmm
hobby. So you can definitely go from side to side. You can experience both for sure. You can do all that stuff.
But
But
like,
I
what's your favorite pie? What's your favorite pie?
pie to eat. What are you talking about?
Yes, 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 pie to eat.
I don't know. Chocolate mousse.
Chocolate mousse pie. Imagine if you had chocolate mousse pie every single day. Would you get sick and tired of it?
Oh, of course.
You'd
Yeah.
want to try a different pie.
Yes. Yeah.
So you go seeking that new pie.
Right. And I feel like what I would like to see is when I talk to Michael Rubin, because I know he watches this podcast. I know Michael Rubin and his advisors are watching this, and I would love him to reach out to me, and talk to me and be like, Dan, tell me how can I improve the hobby? This is what I would tell him. I say, take the focus away from these big hits that people are chasing, where they have huge bounties on them. Like everything that's happening with this Tom Brady Expo card, which is like crazy right now.
Right. And just
Yep.
like the regular cards or whatever it was are worth
Yeah.
more than his rookie card from
Yes.
23 years ago.
I mean, we're talking about like gold refractors,
Yeah, like an $800 card.
that are worth more than his Bowman
Yeah.
rookie card.
Yes,
Football,
yes.
you know. So, anyways,
And
I
it's
would
him in a
say,
Montreal Expos
yeah, I would
uniform.
say let's kind of shift the focus away from chasing these high value cards. I mean, I love the marketing behind it. I love the idea
Right. And the excitement, the hype.
of a Tom Brady baseball card. I love the fact that he's putting fun inscriptions on it. I love the fact that there's a sister Bill Belichick card that you can chase.
Yes, I saw that too.
I love the commercials that they're making around it. But let's do that, and then let's take out the David Adams $500,000 bounty on it. Okay,
are they the ones who had the one on the Brady inscription?
Something like that, right?
Yeah.
Let's take that out. Let's try to curtail some of these breakers that are pulling in and screaming crazy, and looking like idiots. Let's try to let's try not to promote golden auctions, trying to get the first one so that they can put it on auction right away. You know what I mean? Let's focus. Let's put the focus on the collecting aspects of it. Okay. And then let the transactional stuff happen in the background where it's not being promoted as the front facing part of the hobby.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I would tell them about that. So anyways, that's my thoughts on that. What else we talk?
We talk about the superfractors.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Which kind of easy segue into.
So these superfractors, these things that have come out, I don't know what to say about this, dude. So if you guys don't know, basically, some account on eBay listed a whole bunch of superfractors from this new Bowman set, and upon
like a draft pick set or something.
Yeah.
Baseball.
Upon further inspection, these superfractors turned out to be different than the actual superfractors that are getting pulled from packs. And then it was discovered that these were like prototypes or cards that did not meet the quality control standards. So they were set aside in the Topps factory.
Okay,
and apparently somehow
and someone got a hold of them.
Yeah, they were set aside to be destroyed, but then somehow they made it out and some guy has them and he's selling them.
So it had to be an inside job, like an employee.
Well, they're trying to figure that out right now. You know what I mean? Excuse me.
So these were like supposed to be like one of one superfractors, but they ended up being like bad eggs, and they wanted to redo them, and then destroy those because you can't have two one of ones.
Yeah, but it's not the same. There's a variation.
Yeah, it's a variation, right? It's a second one, but they don't want to keep two of the variations.
Yeah, but it's confusing because if you don't know the story behind it, then you could be thinking that you're buying the superfractor, but you're not buying the actual superfractor. Okay.
But is this reject one worth anything?
Well, I think that if it was identified as a reject, it could be like a fun prototype that people collect. But the problem is that apparently they were stolen, right? Or they were not meant to be sold publicly.
Yeah, that sounds like a big no.
So that is the issue going on there. But I don't know, man. It's just like another problem that's happening in the hobby right now. And I feel like if people weren't so obsessed with these things that they'd be willing to pay thousands of dollars for these cards, maybe it wouldn't be as big of an issue, you know what I mean? That it is right now, and maybe people wouldn't be stealing these from the factory and trying to list it right away.
Yeah, it's like getting close to the holidays. They see the dollar signs.
Yeah, because I
don't care. Just give me some money.
There are stories where cards do get backdoored from the factory, but years later they emerge. Like my Yoda P3 promo that I've talked about. That's a backdoor card. That card was supposed to be destroyed, but
it was too. Wow. Okay.
Right. So things like that, it creates a unique story, and those things become like, collectibles down the line. But when they come out at the same time the actual product comes out, that's too much. You know what I mean? And to Fanatics' credit, I will say that they took the necessary steps to fix what's going on, or try to investigate at least. So they've been handling it that way. But it just seems like another problem that comes up in the hobby. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I wonder how many were sold that are out there.
I think they said that the dude had like 11% of all the superfractors from that set, which is like I don't know how many there were, like 20 of them or something like that, or I don't know, 30 of them. But he
Are
also
they
has
gonna like sue him? Does he have to give the money back or?
I don't know. I don't know how that's going to play out. I imagine eBay will refund the winners of whatever auctions on there, and they'll probably cancel his account.
Oh, he sold them on eBay. Okay.
He still has them. He still has them.
Jeez.
You know, like they're gonna have to like sue him or something to get those.
I
cards.
know, right?
Okay, but the bigger question is, how did those cards end up in his possession? You know what I mean? So it's just another interesting scandal, I guess you could say. But you know, I'm just glad I don't buy that kind of stuff, and I'm not really involved in it. You know.
They were like listening to Slugworth, and he wanted the everlasting gobstopper, and they took the gobstoppers from Tops.
We joke about that, but there could be, at this point, I would not be surprised if there was like corporate espionage.
Yeah, right.
Between Tops,
Slugworth,
and Panini, or anybody else, because there's just so much money behind these things. You know what I mean? Like,
oh, I know.
I imagine if you're working at that factory, if you have any type of job in that factory, you're probably making, you're probably not making that much. You know what I mean? Like you probably be making, I don't know, minimum wage or 50, 60 grand or something like that a year. And then you come across a stack of cards that you can sell on eBay and make a quick 30 grand. Who wouldn't do that? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, what goes because I've always wondered what goes on there when they put in the chase cards or the low numbered cards or the case hit ones, or the LeBron logo man 1/1 auto. When they put is there a ritual? Is there a parade that goes on? Like, what happens?
I don't know, man. Like, I don't even know.
All the employees, there it goes. The employees have to leave the building. They have to leave the room.
I wonder if, these employees know what these things are, or if it's just a job for them, right? Like, if they're cutting the superfractors and they're putting, are they collectors, or is this just a job for them where they don't care, what it is?
Right. Now they're like, man, I got to go steal one.
Yeah, because if you know what these things are, then it's very tempting to steal one and sell it on eBay, and then make way more money than you can.
Oh yeah, right.
But if you're not when retail products were really hot at Target, for example, right?
Mm-hmm.
And those
employees,
I forget what those people were called, the guys that would do the restocks of the wax of the retail.
Okay.
Wax. They have a name. I forget what they're called, but they would drive around and they would go to different
stock
targets.
Clerks or whatever.
Yeah, they would go to different targets and they would drop the stuff off, right?
Okay.
And I would see these guys from time to time because I would know their schedule so that I could get the wax back when it was hot.
You were in that club. Wow.
I would see these people and the lady, the person that would stock my target, she's like this old Asian lady, right? And I know for a fact that she doesn't collect cards. So to her, it's just a job. She's she could be stocking bottles of shampoo for, and it wouldn't matter to her, or cards or toys or whatever, right? But if she knew what these things were, wouldn't it be tempting for her to take some of these boxes and have her friend buy it and then turn around and flip it? You know what I mean? Like, if they actually know what these things are,
like a drug, man,
then you have these problems where these things go missing. So if you're hiring these employees to do this, are you hiring, what is part of the interview process where they say, okay, are you a collector? Oh, you are. Okay. What do you collect? And then if they mention anything, okay, immediately disqualify them from employment. Okay. But if you say, are you a collector? No. Are you interested in this stuff? No. Okay. You're hired. They got to get the person that cares the least about the hobby.
But how if they're not interested in soap or shampoo? Should you hire those people either?
Well, that's a different story. But anyways. Okay. Anything else you want to talk about before we move on to whatever?
No, I mean, I saw that poor Greg. He had those gas trading cards, and the Puff Daddy ones just came out autographed, the set like he did with the iced teas. And the next day, Puff Daddy gets convicted of
Wait, he got
sexual
convicted?
abuse, yeah, from Cassie, and now there's a bunch of other women out there. Like it's almost as an R. Kelly thing going on right now.
Like he's actually
bad
convicted? I heard
timing.
the rumor.
Yeah, oh yeah, he's already like one of his former girlfriends already like took him to court, and yeah, like
So
he's accused of like trafficking and everything. It's pretty ugly.
Oh boy.
Yeah, it's not a card I would want to invest in, but he had been holding on those cards, like Greg said last week, for a long time, and they were definitely overdue, and they literally got them the day before the announcement.
Interesting.
So yeah, but he said he's still selling them.
You know what? Another thing that's interesting is what happened with Jonathan. What's his last name? The guy who played King, Jonathan Majors, I think.
Jonathan Major, he went to my school. He went to University of North Carolina School of the Arts.
Yeah, so
yeah.
That is very crazy story too.
Right? He plays King the Conqueror. Yeah, he's
fired, and then they're going to change up the whole storyline. They'll
just probably have to do something where he morphs into something else.
I would like them to recast
shift
him.
Shapes. That's what's going to happen. I mean, War Machine got cast twice or once. Ant-Man's daughter's gotten recast 3 times.
I heard a rumor. There was like an internet rumor that people were trying to get Denzel Washington to step in that role, which I think would be really cool.
Oh, that would be good. Yes.
But I remember leading up to that storyline, people were hyping up what should you be buying, and they're trying to buy like Kang's first appearance in the Marvel comics, right? So I was just thinking, like, one thing that we love about pop culture is that we don't have to deal with volatility from an athlete getting injured or getting in trouble. But now we're starting to see that crossover into certain areas of pop culture, music, and I guess like actors for like Marvel movies. So interesting to see these things and how they affect the hobby going forward. But I think with Jonathan Majors thing is like, if they recast him, if they save the storyline, then the people that bought all those Kang,
they're going to have to save the storyline. I mean, it's relevant
through all. They want to get rid of it. I heard they want.
You serious? They just want to kill it altogether?
They want to change it because Marvel movies are not doing great right now, so they want to change it up.
Oh, they don't like where it's going in anyway.
Yeah, they want to bring in a new villain to,
because it just like started out pretty much in the first one and the second Loki, which we just finished watching.
Personally, right? I think Kang is a little bit kind of a weak. The way that they presented him, I feel like it's kind of weak, personally. But I mean, I was into it. I was still watching it. But we'll see.
Well, he's definitely a multi-dimensional character. That's for sure.
They're talking about bringing in Dr.
Really has to be a good actor, huh?
Yeah, they're saying they want to replace Kang the Conqueror with Dr. Doom. Is some of the rumors?
Yeah, but because supposedly at the end of the Avengers Kang series is when they introduce Fantastic Four and pretty much all the X-Men now into the MCU universe.
Yeah, they already had an Easter egg bonus
at the Marvels.
They kind of introduced the idea of Dr. Doom.
Oh yeah.
So I think it'd be kind of cool. But anyways, okay.
You saw the Marvels, right?
I did not watch the Marvels.
Well, you know what happened at the end credit?
I may have saw it like on YouTube or something.
What's his name? Kelsey.
Okay, yeah, I did see that.
It reprises his role as the Beast.
Right. Yeah. Oh man, I can't wait for that. I can't wait for the X-Men to come out. Anyways, okay, let's move on. We're running a little bit late here.
Let's do it. Well, we had a lot to catch up to. We're not that late.
Yeah. What's next?
I don't know. Do you have anything to show that's in reach of you that you want to show off from Asia or something?
I actually have a lot of stuff.
We'll pick a couple
that I can't.
We'll continue next time. But show your favorites.
Give me a second.
Okay.
You show you.
Okay. Yes. I'll do it. I'll waste some time. I just got 2 things. I put everything in the storage, folks, while I'm gone this week. Dan's got to kind of see these. Well, I hope because he'll like this one. Anyway, Does anybody know where I'm originally from? I'm from Winston-Salem. You know what town that's famous that's outside of Winston-Salem? That was the name of the town was changed in this famous TV show back in the 60s. It was the #1 show of the 60s. Does anybody know what show that was? Does anybody know? It was a sitcom. #1 sitcom.
Let me see.
Um,
What's a hint? I'll guess it.
Well, the town is called Mount Airy. What fictional town is renamed from Mount Airy? Mayberry. Who's from Mayberry?
Andy Griffin.
Yes. That's one of my favorites. I've seen every episode like 10 times each. And one of my favorites, Don Knotts of Three's Company. And then, Dan, you'll like this one. I don't know what the hell this is, but I might get it slabbed anyway.
Let's see. Is that Ric Flair?
Yeah. I saw this, and it said like 1980s, an NWA World Heavyweight Champion.
Okay. It's probably
that
like
was pretty cool. I'd say so too. Yes, but it'd still be cool to slab up.
Yeah.
Okay, do you have your goodies? I want to see them, buddy. Give them to me.
You want
these goodies, baby?
You want to see something that I got back from PSA, or do you want to see something I got from Japan?
Well, whatever you think should go first. You be the judge of that.
This is going to be a world premiere, okay? Because I haven't even posted.
Oh, I love world premieres.
Okay, so first I'll show you what I pulled from Japan. I went to the wrestling store out there, and I got these grab packs, and I don't know what they are. I don't know what year they are. Okay, but I believe that they're Minko cards, and this is Tiger Mask.
Tiger Mask, yeah, the wrestler.
Yeah, and these are like grab packs, so there's multiple.
They're all Tiger Mask.
So I'm gonna open these up later and see what kind of goodies are in here. I'm gonna assume these are like from the 60s, maybe. You know, so we'll see.
It could be.
I do a little research on these things, but these things are pretty cool. So that was a cool, like a little.
Oh, and there was like a magician too on one of them.
And then I got from one of my PSA subs back. This is I took a chance on this. I bought this photo. Okay, it's a photo, and I'm sure this is type 1. But I didn't get it authenticated. Okay, because it's autographed. But I bought this at auction, at like this, no name auction. Well, it's not a no name auction, but it's not a sports auction that anybody would know about.
Okay,
but it is a Bruce Lee photo, and it was not authenticated, but they had it on there, and I was looking at it, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to take a chance on this. And I was trying to do some research based on other authenticated Bruce Lee photos.
Yeah.
So I was like, this looks good. I don't know, I'll take a chance on it, whatever. It was an expensive chance, but I did it, and it came back authentic. So
thank God.
I got it slabbed up. So this is pretty cool. And I saw somebody had a type 1 photo.
Yes, I saw that too. I was going to tell you that.
On eBay right now.
On eBay, right?
Yeah. So this is kind of a cool thing. So I know that this is a type 1 for sure.
Then why don't you get that graded too then?
I don't know. Let me ask you.
You know, you can do both.
Yes.
You have to fill both the forms out and then send it to the same place in New Jersey.
So let me ask you. This is a photo. It's been authenticated.
Yes.
As, a real signature. Would it add value to also authenticate it as a type 1 photo?
110%.
I feel
110%.
I feel like I don't know. Who cares? Like it's like
I know that, but I'm telling you, with a collector, it's going. You're a collector yourself. It's going to matter. You've got double whammies there. You got double good. Like double hitter.
And this is I don't know if people know this. PSA has a new type of slab.
Yeah, it looked different. The coloring of the glass or the plastic or whatever it is, it looks different. Little.
So I recently got this back. You see, this is
it has it's more milkier.
This is frosted.
Yes, frosted.
Look at this. This is clear.
I was wondering why it was that way. I thought it was like an older slab.
And I can tell you that this feels a little bit more like museum quality. It feels very
really. You like it better?
Yeah, let me see if I
I
can.
haven't got any of those yet, but I have sent in some ones about that size.
Yeah, so here's another one that I have. So this is like somewhat clear here, but it's also frosted.
But it's a combo. It's a mix.
Different.
It's a mix.
Yeah.
You have a border on that one.
Yeah.
The frosty border.
So this
but
one
a
has
clear
no
center.
frost. No frost on it all. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
So I like it. I like this a lot. This is a really clean looking slab.
I wonder if they're doing 3 different variations or they're now just sticking to one variation.
I wonder why. Yeah, I feel like they would just keep one, right? It just makes sense to keep one.
But I'm still, sometimes if that's all that's in the warehouse, that they'll use whatever they have.
Here's my Spider-Man Type 1 photo that I have. This is also clear.
That's the smallest Type 1 photo I've seen of it, especially of the animation.
Actually, this is Type 3. Type 3.
Type 3, okay.
Right.
That's still cool. What year is that?
1960.
Nice.
Yeah. So anyways, okay. Let's move on. Are we getting to comments yet?
Let's do the comments.
I feel like, okay, something happened on my end.
The curator's back because he's been banning some people.
I saw some asshole trying to start some shit.
Yeah, obviously. I'm glad I didn't read
I
it.
had to boot him out. Okay. He's probably fuming. He's probably making a new
He's
account.
messaging me right now. Want me to talk to you. I'm gonna start charging money, man.
Yeah. You can tell him to go. You can tell. No, I'm not gonna say it. you can tell him to go suck on one of your pasties, okay? If you want to get that.
Hey, I put stars on there. I put pasties on there.
All right, let me go through this.
It's like star fruit. I have star fruit.
We don't have too many comments, so this should go.
We scared them all off.
Okay, here we go.
Okay. Carlos, always the first. Rise and shine, Curator Army. Carlos, welcome again. Dan, welcome back, dude. Zup Chili, he's always the third. Hello. Martha Collector, happy Tuesday party, people. Dan is back in the house. Yes. Danny Cards, he didn't have to come back. Why? But he did. Wow, it keeps going.
Man, I can't. I was thinking to myself, should I even come back? If I could find a way to live
That sounds
out there,
too fun.
I would, dude. It was a good.
Do you take any trains when you're there too?
Oh yeah, you take trains everywhere.
Oh wow.
You didn't drive a car at all. It's so efficient. It's so efficient how they have that infrastructure where you can take a train anywhere in the country. It's amazing.
That's like one of my favorite ASMRs when I go to sleep is train sounds. Like I'm on a passenger on a train. That puts me to sleep.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Sports card professor say yes. So if you have to room with me at shows, you'll be listening to trains. Thank you for the post while in Asia, Dan. Merlin did an excellent job while you were gone with his guest co-host. Glad you were able to make it back and chat from Asia. Thank you so much,
Holding it down.
He's been sending me lots of info too that we can talk about on the show. So thank you too for that. Bus stop. Wow. Merry Christmas, everyone. Emmanuel Delgadillo, what's up, buddy? Good to hear from you again. Welcome home, Dan. Great seeing the squad back. Hope you're doing well. Carlos, happy holidays. You as well, buddy. CV Sports Cards. Did something happen at the art show we need to know about last night? Well, they asked about Adrian. Yes, they. I got some body tattooing going on, but body art. I went to this carnival thing that was made in Germany in 1987 with a lot of the modern pop artists like Warhol, Keith Haring, Basquiat. They did a carnival in Hamburg, Germany. So they have the installation in downtown LA. So we went the other night. But you can't ride the rides, which I'm jealous of. You can only watch them.
Have I ever told you one of my dreams is to open an art gallery?
Oh, really?
I think it'd be so cool to.
There's so many up here in LA.
To have I don't know. I don't understand how they make money though. I need to. I
don't either because you know what when I first moved here, my buddy Christian Ewan, he and I were both art gallery crashers. We'd find an art gallery party, and we'd pull up and get the valet, and we would go in and eat all the hors d'oeuvres and drink all their drinks.
Do you know any gallery owners?
One of my closest friends, her sister's a curator.
Because I would love to understand
for LACMA.
Like
she's one of the LACMA people.
Well, I don't think she would do, but like I want to know
how she would know them.
So like they own a space. They own
you rent the space out to whoever the artist is. They have to pay for it, just like you rent something, like an event
they rent
party.
out the space. That's it.
Mm-hmm,
I thought they represent artists, or they.
They can do all that. They can do anything like that.
I wanna. Mm-hmm. Like my dream is to retire from the hobby, retire from all my other stuff, and have an art gallery, and I would be I would be the great curator for this gallery,
right, man.
You know, that's my dream one day, and I'll be in Tokyo. I'll have an art gallery in Tokyo, and it'll be amazing.
Yeah, I love doing. That's what reason I love living in LA, because I love going to all these like art events, and like I live down the street from LACMA. Have you been to the Broad downtown?
I have.
With the giant chairs and tables.
One of my favorite galleries to go to when I used to live in LA is a Corey Hetfeld gallery. You ever been there?
Where's that one?
Like downtown somewhere.
Yeah, somewhere around the. Did you used to go to Art Walk and all that? Did you ever do that?
No.
You never did Art Walk?
No.
I feel like everybody and their brother's done it at least one time.
But I love
used to be big. Yeah, I used to go that every Thursday night. Art Walk. They got too ridiculous. They'll get too packed. Adrian, CV Sports Cards, welcome back, Dan. What's up, Merlin? What's up, buddy? Good to hear from you. Happy holidays. Carlos, Mr. Minty, great gifts. That's right. We'll buy one today. Use Curator code. Use the Mr. Minty discount code Curator. That's CURATOR, and get 25% off your Mr. Minty supply kit while they're available. Get them right now. 25% off, guys. Link down below. Emmanuel, hey Dan, what was your favorite food dish from Asia? Yeah, Dan, what was it? What was your favorite?
The Korean barbecue. Okay.
Yeah, that's gonna be tough.
Like they have all these different types of meat, but you can choose basically short rib. Short rib is my favorite type of cut meat.
I do like that.
They have Wagyu.
Oh my God, it makes me hungry. Oh my gosh,
quality,
I can't take
they have
it.
Premium quality. And oh my gosh, guys, it's like butter. It's like when you eat into a piece of grizzled fat off of a steak, it's like really soft, but it's fat. That is the consistency of their meat out there, but it's meat, so it's like juicy and flavorful, and it's not like you're biting into a piece of actual fat, but it's just like so soft, and it's ruined all steak for me everywhere else in the world. I can't eat it anywhere else. So that was my favorite place, the Japanese barbecue.
I think, what was the? Gosh, I go there, I eat there all the time. They have the salt brine crab. It's where the cast and crew from Parasite ate at after they won the Oscars that night, and they went down to Koreatown. Oh my God, I got to take you there. It's one of my favorite places. My God, but if it's better than that, that's going to be impressive.
If you come to Japan with me, we do an episode. We do a trip. We go to Japan.
That's my two favorite things. You know that.
I am not exaggerating here,
and
guys.
sushi.
I'm telling you, I'm not one to exaggerate on things. It is the best quality food out there that you can imagine.
Because I'll eat it all, man. I eat it all.
Yes.
I'm not your typical white guy. I'm like, man, what is this? What did you give me? Carlos said, nice Kobe card, Dan. And what was that card called again? So
Platinum
the viewers
portrait.
know? Yes. I used to own a few Jordan ones of those.
You did? Those things are like really expensive, dude.
I know, and I sold them way too cheap. I got them during COVID too. And they came back BGS 9.5s because I was still sending everything. Yes. Wow. I know I got very lucky. Very, very lucky. Not going to happen again. The Sports Card Professor 7. I wonder what the print run is on those platinum portraits. Yeah, what are they?
I have no idea, but they're under 100 for sure. Like they're pretty low.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, wow.
I mean, the graded population is under 100 for sure. Like way under 100. I'm just guessing, but it's way under 100.
Yeah, those Jordans I bought like two or three. Oh God, no, I think I got 3 or 4, and 3 came back 9.5s. Carlos, great job hosting with the co-host while Dan was gone. Glad the crew is back. Thank you and thank you. Orist again, Sports Card Professor 7. Jeff Wilson shared similar thoughts about the displays you noted in Japan, Dan, of the cards being displayed. He said that he was going to import those display concepts, the Cards HQ store in Atlanta, right?
I think it's the future.
Now those are the ones like also on the wall, and then the pillar, the moving pillar ones they had too. Does that count?
No, that was different. That was the totally different custom display that they had. But I think the vertical displays, I think that's going to be a thing, because I saw on my Instagram like an ad pop up, because I talk about it, I guess, for vertical displays. Like, so they're out here. You could buy them. You know, it's just a matter of if stores will start adopting that or not.
But what would they have on the table then? Flat.
They don't have a table.
Oh, they don't. It's just a stand.
Yeah,
like a floor stand. Gotcha.
And then you have rows set up like a library, basically, like a supermarket where you just go down these aisles.
Oh wow!
Vertical stands. You know,
are there any on Amazon?
Not Amazon, but some. I saw this ad. Some guy is selling these for like $500 or something like that. You could buy them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So he also said Cards HQ store in Atlanta, and that's another place Dan and I are going to visit when we go to Culture Collision in Atlanta in January. Carlos, Dan, everyone enjoyed the content you did while you were in Japan. Lots of fire, dude. Thank you.
Appreciate it. I had so much fun doing it.
Emmanuel, watching Between Two Slabs is fun for me. No drama needed. Yeah, we got to have a little fun instead of talking serious, bunch of serious talking heads. Emmanuel, what are some of your guys' favorite Christmas movies to watch during the holiday? Well, you can't go wrong with like Christmas Story and Christmas Vacation. Probably two of my favorites. Dan, you?
My favorite is the one with Arnold Schwarzenegger as Turbo Man. I think it's called Santa All the Way. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, yes.
Santa All the Way. Oh, that's my favorite one, because Turbo Man, I just love that character and the whole concept of having to get that toy for his kid. And Home Alone, obviously.
Oh, Home Alone, yeah. Do you ever see A Wonderful Life? Have you ever seen it? Its entirety?
A long time ago.
Okay.
Cool for me.
Every time a bell rings, an angel gets its wings done.
And the Santa Claus with Tim Allen. I like that.
Yeah, we went to the Santa Claus's Santa booth at the Grove this past week and got our pictures taken with Maverick. Did you see that? I just heard Maverick left. I won't see him for a week. I saw the hit sitter just came and got him, so I'm sad right now.
He's lost.
My son's gone for a week. Yes,
he's one of those LA couples that refer to his pet dog as his child, and
man, he's taller. He's longer than Maria. Sometimes I put my arm around him in my sleep, and
he's a grown boy now.
Maria's got a shave, and it's Maverick. The Sports Card Professor 7. Breaking news from the Card Father Live IG tonight. Tag grading machine coming to Burbank Card Shop. Wow, really? Okay, so they're gonna have a tag grading shop at Burbank Card Shop.
No, I think, because I've heard about this too.
What are you saying?
It's going to be a machine that will grade your cards and slab it on the spot.
Okay, but so like a Burbank Card Shop employee will have to be doing this then.
I think it's an automatic machine. Dude.
Oh, it's an automatic. You don't need to get certified or anything to do this?
I think it's an automatic machine. I think that's part of.
Oh, because I thought if I'm going to maybe go down there and.
I mean, who knows? I don't know. This is just kind of like what I heard.
This tag grading machine guy doing it.
It will be very interesting. Very interesting if they can do that.
It could be spreading around like those crazy kiosks you had in Japan. The vending machines there. What you had, Sriracha?
There was a Sriracha vending machine, multiple ones.
That's crazy.
Wow.
Looks like it was in the middle of nowhere too. It was just there, like you were walking around there, just in the middle of nowhere. There it is.
Japan's wild, dude.
Yeah. Now, did you buy any the used panties?
No.
I've seen those on TV before.
No.
Okay, you can't do that in the U.S. That's something you can do in Japan, but apparently not in the U.S. It's not hygienic, I guess, but I guess Japanese don't mind.
All right, moving on.
CV Sports Cards. Nowadays, some of these restaurants add 18% and say it's not gratuity. That fee is for the staff and is a fee other than tip. Yeah, I've seen that too, but they do have to tell you. They have to warn you that there is like a overall fee, like for the bussers, the servers, the bartenders, and even the valet people are now all included into this entire fee, and even entertainment sometimes. So if there's like someone performing at the restaurant, that gets put into the overall bill. Vintage Lord Kenner, there he is, late to the show, but welcome back, Dan.
Appreciate it.
Carlos, employees should take pride in their work. I can see how some workers would be tempted to steal or do under the table shenanigans. Yeah, we had to write, I worked at the Planet Hollywood in Beverly Hills, and we had to, write a waiver that we couldn't talk about anything or, take stuff. John Holt, so happy TGC is back. The great curator. He is back, folks.
Appreciate it, John.
Still recovering, but he's back. CV Sports Cards, weren't the employee exclusive PMGs from Upper Deck frowned upon before, and now they are in high demand and not frowned on? Dan, yeah. So what happened with those? You have a set, right?
Yeah, I have multiple employee PMGs. It's one of my favorite cards to collect just because of the rarity and uniqueness of it. But I don't know if they were ever frowned upon. I mean, I never heard about that.
Were they?
I mean, why would they be frowned upon? They're like a legit issued card. They're not like prototypes or anything like that. So I'm not sure what
they were actually given out.
Yeah.
Yeah, they probably would just be like maybe frowned upon, but they can't do anything about it, right? Maybe.
Oh wait, I think he's saying like frowned upon in terms of like the employees selling those to the public. I think that's what he's trying to say.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too, because if you sold those, you can do whatever you want to because you were given those anyway. But something like you were stealing a prototype is a whole different story.
Yeah, like I've purchased some of my employee PMGs from actual Upper Deck employees that I talk to them and I'm like, oh, what other stuff do you collect? And they're like, I don't collect. Like I don't. We're just employees there. We work there, and they give us this stuff, so we don't want it. We sell it. And I was thinking to myself, wow, see, that's why they probably don't have these problems because they hire people that don't collect stuff, and then they get these corporate gifts and then they turn around and sell it. And these things are worth a lot of money. So they're probably pretty happy.
It's a whole factory of Oompa Loompas. CV Sports Cards. Kang is going to get killed off and they're going to bring in Fantastic Four Galactus.
It'd be wild to see Galactus.
Well, how are they going to kill off Kang if he can't do the scenes anymore? Unless they added a new character or AI. I don't know how far they can go with AI with this. D Stiller 13, welcome back, great curator. Glad you made it home safely.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Emmanuel, do your families make anything special for the holiday dinner? My mom has made the same thing every year. Get in the car, family. We've made reservations for Christmas.
Usually, so in my family,
yeah,
most of the nights my wife does the cooking, but during holidays, I do the cooking for like special holidays, Thanksgiving, 4th of July, Christmas, and things like that. And
now, was your family Vietnamese Buddhist or Vietnamese Catholic?
Buddhist.
They were okay because my other friends were Catholics.
Yeah, and for Christmas, I don't know if I'll do it this year because we just got back from the trip. It's a whole thing, but I usually make roast duck, and I make it really good.
Dang, you didn't tell me that, did you?
It takes a long time to do. It takes like 5-6 hours to do it, so it's a whole thing. But it's really good.
How'd you learn to make this?
My sister-in-law made it one time, and I thought it was amazing. So I just kind of took the recipe from her, and I've tinkered it with it over the last 10 years or so, and I've kind of like turned it into my own recipe.
Yeah, to please your taste buds.
Yeah, but basically, I slow cook. I take a roast duck, and you can only get a whole duck from like an Asian market.
Right.
Then I slow roast it in the oven for like 6 hours. I have to flip it every half hour or so until it becomes super tender where the meat falls off the bone. Ooh. Here's the secret to this whole dish. The amount of oil that gets extracted from that duck sits in the pan and then you take that oil afterwards, and you can do a lot of things with it. You can fry potatoes or French fries with it. You can dip. You can, because I put like other condiments in there, like garlic and stuff like that, so that it infuses in the flavor in the oil. Then you can take it and you can spread it on bread and all sorts of things. So that is a secret part of that dish, and it's just amazing.
Oh man, oh my gosh. Ooh, I want one right now. Mark the Collector. Dan, how many times did you eat sushi?
I probably ate it like 5 or 6 different times while I was out there for like the course of the.
Just in Japan or Asia altogether?
Just in Japan.
Okay. I don't know if you had like Korean sushi or if even Thais have sushi, their version.
They do, but because I just kind of like did not want to eat it anywhere else.
Anywhere else. You want to save your taste buds for the.
Yeah, like when I was in Thailand, I wanted to eat different things. But I tell you, man, if I can somehow convince you, the reason we go out to Thailand is because that's where Anne's family is.
Right.
So her hometown is Chiang Mai, Thailand, which is a beautiful city in the north, but it's kind of a thing just to get out there, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's not like the main city in Thailand, but if I could ever get you to go out there, they have some of the most amazing food out there, and they had the best hamburger I've ever tasted in my life. And
an American style hamburger.
Yes,
like on a bun and cheese and stuff.
Cheese, bun, onion rings, French fries.
Really?
They have, and I ate hamburgers all over. Like I love hamburgers, and they have, but this place is the best one, hands out. So
hamburgers have made its way all through Asia. It's a popular.
Oh yeah. But this city in Chiang Mai has amazing food. So.
Oh, I can imagine.
Yeah. So if I can ever get you to go out there,
I want to go so bad.
You wouldn't believe it, man.
Definitely. Jingle All the Way.
That's the name of the Arnold Schwarzenegger movie.
Santa All the Way is what we said. I think we said Santa All the Way. And it's Jingle All the Way.
Let me just blow my nose real quick.
Okay. Poor kid's getting sick. I hope you didn't get COVID.
All right. Here we go. Next.
Feed the Gods. Aaron, what's up, dude? Good to hear from you. Good evening, everyone. He said, Adrian again, Platinum Portraits is 1 out of 4,320 packs. That's a lot of packs just to get one. Yes. City by the Bay, Jade Cargill to win the Women's Rumble. You think she's ready by then?
Has she even had a match yet?
No. She hasn't even been on TV since her debut.
I've heard, because I follow all the wrestling, rumor mills and stuff like that.
City by the Bay is Don, though. He knows his wrestling.
Oh, that's Don? Okay.
Yeah.
I never knew that. Remember I said that I was not convinced about whether she was a good worker or not? I think her mic skills were a little weak. Okay. Her body is phenomenal. She's got the look, but I was not convinced with her work rate. And I saw a couple of her matches in AEW, right? I've heard that they're worried about how she works. And they can't put her in the performance center. Yeah, I mean, they can't put her in NXT.
Why? Oh, because she's too big.
Yeah. So she's working in the performance center to try to learn WWE style, and which is different. WWE is different than other types of indie promotions and things like that. So they're a little bit worried about what she can do. And that's why we haven't seen her, do anything yet.
I mean, like one thing sell and another thing, like sell it both ways. Yeah.
I don't think she's that good. Honestly, I feel like she's a bodybuilder, but I don't know if she's athletic to do anything, Like, I don't know if she can hang with.
You don't think she has the potential even with enough training?
Who knows? We'll see. Like, she could be really clumsy. You know what I mean? Who knows? We'll see what happens, but definitely she's not going to be able to hang with the girls.
Because in the AEW, so that's why she was pretty much dependent on the other woman to sell.
Yeah.
And sell hard.
If you put Jade out there right now, she'd have to squash all the, mid-tier, mid-card wrestlers.
She'd kind of have to be like Goldberg.
Yeah, she'd have to squash.
Just get it out
everybody,
quickly.
But she
2
couldn't
minutes
go.
or less.
I mean, I know Charlotte's hurt now, but she couldn't go against Charlotte. She couldn't go against Bianca, Becky.
Becky, no.
You know, who else is out there? Rhea, forget about Rhea. She can't go against Rhea. You know, she couldn't hang with those people. So like she'd have to squash all the mid-card girls before she could get up there, but then she still couldn't hang with them.
Yeah, know? All the women that just came out of NXT.
Yeah. So I don't know.
But then you don't want those people losing right away when they come out of NXT. You want to hype them up. So you're kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place.
I think they should have put her in NXT, and she should have dominated in NXT, won the championship, held it for a year, and then come to WWE and then come up
just like Rhea did.
Yeah, come up to the main roster and then dominate and be, you know, capable of like being a legitimate threat. But now they built her up to be the biggest challenge to Rhea, and she can't even work, you know.
Because they were just so happy to win her over. Is that why she never had a title match in AEW?
I don't know. I didn't watch her that much.
She just was the TBS title holder, but she was the world title. She didn't get to wrestle against Britt Baker or Toni Storm or...
I watched her on the mic a couple times.
Rosa.
I thought she was lame. I watched...
That's why she always had a different manager.
Yeah.
They kept switching around.
A couple of her matches, I thought she was like okay, but not that great.
What do you think, Don? Do you think she has the potential? You think they can get her out of the rust off?
Who knows? I'm sure they'll train her, you know, as long as she's like, you know, coachable, I think she'll be okay. Anyways, okay, so I think we get to all our comments here. So let's wrap it up. What are your last minute things you want to say?
Well, I hope everyone is going to have a great holidays. Hope they've had a great Hanukkah. Hope y'all will have a wonderful, wonderful Christmas. Maybe it's going to be a white Christmas where you are. There's snow. I don't think we'll have it in here in LA. I don't think we'll really have it in North Carolina this time, but enjoy it. Be safe. If you're on the road, please be safe. Drive safely. Don't drink and drive. Check me out on Merleworld Cards on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. So I just need a couple more people.
So we'll do our next show after Christmas.
So we'll take a break off next week because it's the 26th.
Oh, we taking a break next week? So
you want to? I don't know. I thought you said. What do you want to do?
I thought we were going to do a show. So
we can. It'll be my last night at home, but we'll talk about it. We'll definitely. I'll probably come down to see you for beginning of the year. That'll be January 2nd.
Okay.
Sound good?
Yeah. So I think we're going to do a show next week, but if we don't, then we'll postpone it. We'll let you guys know. Let's give Mr. Minty a last minute shout out.
All right, Mr. Minty, I have the links down below. I've got his Instagram, even his website. If you use Mr. Minty discount code, that's Curator at MrMinty.com. That's Curator. If you use that, you'll get 25% off Mr. Minty supply kit. Use the link below to see what's in the kit and to how to use the supplies in the kit. And maybe you'll get it'll go from a PSA 8 to a PSA 10. It's happened to me. It's happened to Dan. It can happen to you. Use Mr. Minty supplies. And now, anything else you want to add, Dan?
No, that's it. But I just want to say it's good to be back. Appreciate
Glad to have you back.
Supporting this channel and supporting all the content that we make as always. And we're looking forward to it. If we don't talk to you guys next week, have a wonderful holiday, whatever holiday that you guys celebrate.
Have a holly jolly Christmas. It's what
we'll see you guys next time.
Say hello to Miss.
Yo, listen.